Hey, it's Brad from myBSlife. This has been a morning to defy all mornings. This wasn't my plan, BS Banter this week. I'm totally off, I'm thrown off things. If you haven't had a chance, hit subscribe. I'm gonna need your support. I'm in for what could be the toughest time of my life coming forward. Let me try and paint a picture for you. Today, it's unseasonably warm in Ottawa, Canada. I came outside to do what everyone else does when it's unseasonably warm. I came outside to give myself a haircut because that's what I do. And I did what everyone else would do. I took my daughter's mirror off of her wall. I balanced it on my favorite milk crate, which I sit on against the barbecue. A gust of wind came up and then this happened. Right here. Yeah. Officially 7 years of bad luck. It's coming my way. I don't know how it works. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I've got all kinds of issues now. I've got a broken mirror, sign of bad luck. I've got a daughter who I did not ask her permission to take her mirror outside to balance on a green milk crate, which I'm sitting on right now because this is a key part of my gear. I didn't ask her for this, and I had it balanced. I didn't mention that. I balanced it against my barbecue right here, where I make pizza and other things. I don't know what I do next. I don't know how this unfolds. I don't know how this shape up for me. My go-to right now is to balance the mirror and to have all the pieces here. And then my go-to is going to be to try and repair said mirror with some packing tape I found in the drawer. Now, my daughter is not the most observant, so we'll see how this looks in the end. She may not notice. It's possible she won't notice that I've reconstructed her mirror with packing tape. I'm hoping she'll be understanding because this is at the bottom, broke at the bottom. So my thoughts are that as long as, she doesn't really, she's more worried about the top half of her than the bottom half of her, I think. So I'm gonna just patch this up right there. I'm gonna show you, the BS world community, how it looks. You can let me know if you think this is a pass or a fail, and please let me know. You guys are incredibly honest with me. The other point of, I guess, this week's BS Banter, which wasn't gonna be the topic this week, is gonna be bad luck. Forms you bad luck, signs you've got bad luck coming, and if you've broken anything, if you've had bad luck in your life, how did you go about handling it? Do you believe in the mirror bad luck? Is this something that legitimately happens to people, or is it or it's not really an issue? Okay, I've got this thing. I think it looks pretty good, pretty safe for an elementary school student. As long as she keeps her hands away from the gaps between the tape, I think we'll be okay. So this is what I've got right here. Got it kind of taped. You see, you can't even see the tape on there. You can't even see the tape. I think this is good. It's one of those things, can we go from good to great? Yes. Is this great? No. But is it good? Yes. So this is what happened. I was cutting my hair. I was just trying to clean it up a little bit, tighten it up a little bit right there because I cut my own hair because really, why would you pay someone else to do what I'm doing here? And this gust of wind came out of nowhere. You should have seen it. It's almost like it had a snarly, angry face on it, and it was coming towards me, and I could see it coming. And I was mid and next thing you know, I'm reaching out. I couldn't. It all happened so fast, like in a blink of an eye. It's how people talk about major life trauma events when things just happen. By the time you see this, she's gonna know what happened. I'm not sure how she's gonna handle this. She's gonna be upset, clearly. There could be some tears. I'm gonna try and not cry too much because I know she's gonna be upset. I didn't ask her permission, which is 101 of when you have people in your life, you should ask for permission if you're gonna borrow their things. I understand that. This is a mistake I made. I also understand that sometimes accidents happen, right? This wasn't planned. That being said, maybe this is, that or else bad things come in threes. I'm not sure. I did have an issue at the grocery store the other day. We don't need to get into that right now because I'm still healing from that one. A little bit of an issue there. So maybe this is the second of three things, or maybe this is the beginning of 7 years of bad luck. I don't know. But either way, this BS Banter, we're going to be talking bad luck, not necessarily bad luck that happened to me, but bad luck that's happened to other people out there in the world. We're going to get into some of that just as we talk along. But I'm telling you guys, this is hard for me. This is a humbling moment, a tail between my legs moment. One of those times in my life where look, I know I screwed up. I know I screwed up. If you've ever had to ask your own child for forgiveness for something you've done, whether it be giving yourself a at-home quarantine haircut, the quarantine's not even an excuse. I have no excuses. I don't know how this is gonna play out, but this is what happened. I've got it taped up. I'm gonna hang it back on our wall. I will let you know what her response is to that later on. I've got a few hours till she comes home from school here. Maybe she won't notice. Fingers are crossed. I will keep you posted. More information to come. Shoot, I can't believe it. Of all things, like everything just worked against me in that moment. Anyway, I digress. I'll give you the update in a little bit. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck, guys. Okay, here's our update. It's happened. You can hear the geese up top. They're also sad like I'm sad. Here's what happened. She came home from school. She was in a room for about 10 seconds. I heard an audible gasp. She came out. She said, "Daddy, what's happened here?" And then she proceeded to remind me. 1, she hand painted the white on the trim. 2, she put one of her favorite stickers on there, on the very top. One of her favorite stickers on there. 3, she reminded me this has been passed down as a family heirloom because this is the same mirror I had in my room when I was little. But she painted it to make it look much better. And I think what makes it worse than anything is she told me she wasn't mad at me. She told me she was disappointed. Now, if you've been told by your own children they're disappointed in you, you understand how much that hurts. So here's where we're at. Here's the cracks. There's some tape on there. It's still doable. She disagreed though. She says that the entire mirror does matter. So appears I'm going shopping for a new mirror. This is where we're at. This is my BS life. This is the beginning of what could be 7 years of bad luck. I have no idea. If you have suggestions, if you've got parenting advice, if you tell me how I should have handled this, how I rebuild the trust that was broken in my family for a haircut gone awry, and fill me in the comments. What's the strangest thing that's happened to you during a haircut? Have you ever broken a mirror? What's something that gave you bad luck? Have you ever done something like this? Has your own child ever told you they were disappointed in you? This is where I'm at. Let's find out what some other people's bad luck. This was mine. It's my BS life, BS banter, broken mirrors. This is the truth. This is real life. Some of you're not sure if this is real life what you see from me. Oh, this is real life, brothers and sisters. This is real life no matter where you are in the world. Accidents do happen. Don't tell my father though, because he says there's no such thing as an accident, just poor preparation. In this case, my father would probably be right, but shh. I don't need a second family member disappointing me today. Let's find out what happened in the world. Okay, Friday 13th, right around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Possibly the scariest day for all of us as we go along, the scariest day of the year. That's right, Friday 13th. Is it an evil day? I don't know if it's evil for you. Is it evil for me? I'm not sure yet. It's this Friday. So from now, it is 5 days from now. We are Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday. 5 days from now. But here's what's going on. I had a little bit of bad luck, broken mirror. You can see we're filming this in the reflection of the mirror because it matters to me that you see what happened. You can learn from my mistakes. What I want to talk about now, though, 10 superstitions that are happening around the world, including one Canadian. Let's go. Let me share with you what's going on. The first one. This is a Mexican superstition. You don't want to miss this one. And this may actually affect some of you. If you have 2 mirrors that are facing each other, you're opening a doorway for the devil. That's right. So mirror and another mirror, and they're facing each other, or this way, or maybe you've got one on the ceiling, one on the ground. I'm not sure. No judgment. That's up to you. 2 mirrors facing each other is a doorway for the devil. So you want to make sure if that's your situation, you do not want that. 2 mirrors should not be facing each other. Let's respect other people around the world. Next one. You want to make sure you do not go right home after a funeral. It's a Filipino tradition. Here's the reason why. And they call it a peg-wag. No, peg-peg. Yes, peg-peg. My mistake. No offense meant for anyone who's Filipino. Peg-peg. They say dictates that people never go straight back to the house after a wake. Otherwise, a bad spirit might tag along and come inside. Mourners will make a stop at a restaurant or store first just in case. So there's a whole bunch of lessons in here. 1, if you've gone, don't go straight home. Don't bring anything nasty with you. You don't want that for you or your family. Secondly, if you run a restaurant and you see a whole bunch of people who look like they just left a funeral walking in, they're literally just dropping and dumping their spirits at your door. It's a drop and dump. A classic drop and dump of the bads. So, oh my goodness. It's a triple D. Drop, dump, demon, damn. The 4 Ds? I don't know what happened there. But you do not want them dropping, dumping demons. Dumping, drop demons? Yeah. Stop, drop a demon? It's like stop, drop, and roll if there's a fire. Anyway, if you run a restaurant or you got a shop, people who just left a funeral, keep them out because they are demon dropping on you. And it is nasty, nasty thing. You do not want you do not want them to demon drop and go. Next one. They say whistling indoors is evil. So right now I can whistle. I'm outside. And if you didn't have a chance, give it a whistle right now, as long as you're outdoors. Because if you're indoors in Lithuania, they think it summons demons. That's right. Demonic summonings due to whistling. So, we got a lot of demon talk early on. We got some funerals. You want to avoid them. Don't go straight home. And if you run a restaurant, do not let them do a demon dump. You also want to make sure they're not whistling indoors. From there, we go, don't cheers with water. German, bad mojo. They say if you cheers with water, you're actually wishing death upon people. Now, first of all, if you're in Germany and you're doing cheers with water, something's already gone wrong. Because if you're in Germany, you're probably having a pint of something delicious. So you want to make sure, superstition, have a beer, have a proper drink. Do not cheers with water in Germany. Okay, you do not want to do that. I don't know a lot of German. The only German I know I learned from Indiana Jones' Last Crusade. That's where he says Schnell Fraulein, which means fast woman, I believe. If you speak German, let me know. I think that's accurate. No cheers in water in Germany. Next one up. They say pregnant women should give in to their cravings. Now, this is a Canadian superstition, which I'd never heard before, and I am Canadian. I don't really have a badge to prove it, but I could pull up my passport and show you. I don't have it on me right now. They say, though, there's a Canadian superstition that expectant mothers who are craving fish but don't eat it will end up having a baby with a fish head. I'd never heard this, but I 100% believe it to be true. I've seen some really, really weird shaped children in Canada. So those moms did not eat. Now, I don't know if it goes for any craving, but we know for sure Canadian women, and I know there's a few of you in who are part of the BS community, some of you around Toronto, okay? If you're pregnant, and I'm not saying you are, I'm not saying you look pregnant, I'm not saying you don't look pregnant, that is a slippery slope, I'm not going down that path. I want to make sure you understand them. If you crave fish, have fish, otherwise you're going to end up with an awkwardly fish-shaped head baby. Next one. Another pregnant woman one, and this is a Korean superstition. You have to make sure you do not eat asymmetrical food, because here's the issue. If you eat asymmetrical food, you're going to have a misshapen head baby. They say the more asymmetrical the food is, the more misshapen your baby's head is. So, if you were conceived around Halloween and you got a parent who ate a lot of gourds, this could happen. I don't know if it just impacts the head. That's what Korean folklore says. But I look at my feet and my toes all look like different chicken wings, the flatty ones, the roundy ones. Each toe looks worse than the other toe. Did Mom eat a lot of chicken wings? I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to Mom about her chicken wing diet when she was carrying me as a tiny little baby bambino inside her belly. Find out what she says about that, because I'm going to see her. It's Sunday. We're going to have Sunday dinner together. That's right, Mom's and I, dinner. Next one, from there. Hide your thumbs when passing a graveyard. People tend to hold their breath when they pass cemeteries. But in Japan, you must tuck your thumbs in to protect your parents. The Japanese word for thumb translates as parent finger, so hiding it protects them from death. Now, I'm not Japanese. I have been to Japan, and I don't remember seeing this, but honestly, I wasn't looking at people walk around with their thumbs tucked in their hands like this. So, if you're Japanese, can you let me know if this is true or not? And if you're not Japanese, but you're in Japan and you've lived there your whole life, like a good buddy of mine, Jason, does, let me know if this is true or not true. I'd love your feedback on the Japanese thumbs and protecting the parents. From there, this is my favorite one. This is my absolute favorite one. It says this. It says, listen for awkward silences. People often associate silence with a lot of different things, but some, according to stylists, believe when a lull occurs, an angel is passing overhead. That's just so beautiful, because I've had so many awkward silences with people. So many awkward silences. It means an angel is passing overhead. It makes a moment that could be like horrible, tragic, uncomfortable into something so beautiful. I just love it. So angels are passing by. Amazing. So if you've had an awkward lull, it's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. Angels, they're right on your doorstep. Embrace those times. Oh, and there's only 2 left here. The next one is, if you're in Turkey, do not jump over a child, because that you'll curse them to be short forever. So, if you're someone who's a little bit vertically challenged, if you're not as tall, maybe you feel like you should have been taller based on your life. Maybe your parents are really tall, or maybe you feel like you should have been tall. Ask someone who knows you. Ask someone who knew you're small. Did people keep leapfrogging you as a child, where you were the one getting jumped over? So maybe it's actually stunted your growth. It's caused some sort of imbalance in your aura, which has kept you smaller than you should have been as a result. Check into that. Don't jump children in Turkey. If you're other parts of the world, I'm not sure. If you're Turkish watching this, please let me know. And then the last one, and for me, I think is 100% true, the superstition of carrying an acorn to keep you staying forever young. Women in ancient Britain, notice ancient Britain, often kept acorns in their pockets to ensure a youthful complexion. This may just be our favorite anti-aging trick. Who's the oldest woman we know who's in Britain? Same for all of us. The Queen. How good does the Queen look? Freaking incredible. The Queen looks amazing. This woman has not aged all. I'm going to put up 2 pictures of her. I'm going to look for a couple from older ones to newer ones. Let's see how the Queen has aged. I don't know if she's got pockets full of acorns. I don't know if she's just got 1 acorn, but that woman has aged incredibly, incredibly well. So, if you feel like you look older than your years, there could be a few reasons for that, but one of which is maybe you're not carrying acorns. Now, I don't know if you just fill your pants with acorns, if that's gonna like take years off your life, I'm not sure. But let me know what happens. Let me know how you feel about acorning. That's a term I'm dubbing for people who carry acorns in their pockets. If you're an acorner, if you're acorning, make that happen. Keep looking young. Keep looking your best. I don't mind growing old, but you want to take care of yourself on the way. Those are 10 superstitions from around the world. I had the broken mirror one. I'm still rallying from that. We'll see what happens. Do any of these 10 affect you? As I got 3 stories that are coming up. There's no oath this week. It's 3 bad luck stories I'm going to share with all of you about 3 guys who, man, they've had things go sideways on them before. So we're going to check this out. I'm going to share those with you. If you are in a situation where you have had bad luck, if you've been acorned, let me know if it's kept you looking young. That is 10 superstitions from around the world. Let's make this thing happen. Let's keep each other safe, friends. Friday the 13th just this week. All right, here we go. We covered so many superstitions. Friday the 13th, it kind of creeps me out. It creeps a lot of you out, but I've got 3 stories. The same guys, they've got some bad luck right here. This one right here is a story I hadn't heard before. I'm just going to read it to you. Follow along. Story time with Brad. Every Christmas in the small Spanish town of Cededo, the Homemakers Association, a group representing homeowners in the town, go to door-to-door selling lottery tickets as a fundraiser for community events. In Spain, the special Christmas lottery is called El Gordo, the fat one, because it delivers the single biggest payday of the year. It also is one of the world's oldest continuous lotteries, first held in 1812. In 2011, the jackpot was up to $950 million, the biggest ever. Even so, some residents of Cededo were reluctant to spring the $26 for a ticket. You see, Spain was in the depths of a crippling economic recession, plus a prolonged drought. But since the money went for a good cause, each of the 70 families in town chipped in, buying at least a portion of the ticket. So the whole town every year contributes. Except one man. Filmmaker Kostas Mitsotakis lived outside town in an old barn he was renovating, and the Homemaker Association ladies didn't make it out that year. No big deal, right? Wrong. Defying the incredible odds, Cededo hit the jackpot, and each of the village families walked away with prize money ranging from $130,000 on the low end to several million on the high end. Farmers drove into town on their tractors, and their mayor took to the streets, and the bullhorn congratulated the jubilant crowd. Mistakis, quickly dubbed the world's unluckiest man, took it all in stride. He had moved to Cededo 8 years earlier to be with his girlfriend. The romance didn't last, but Mitsasos fell in love with town and decided to stay. He was happy for the villagers, humbly farming, struggling his heavy debts. This guy right here, that is some bad luck. If you're one of those guys, if you've been part of those group pools where they always buy lotto tickets, you've got to keep buying that ticket. Because at some point, this happened other times, they are going to hit, and it's going to be a huge miss for you. So for that guy, those 70 families, I feel bad for him, especially because he didn't decide not to spend the money. Here's this guy, he lives in a little town, he's doing some home renos, he's a DIYer. Who can't relate to being a DIYer? Look at me. I fixed up this mirror with a collection of some packing tape I got. So I understand what it's like to be a DIYer. That poor guy. First bad luck story number 1. Second bad luck story. A lot of you guys have heard this one before. This is one of my favorite bad luck stories. I'm going to read it for you again. So this guy right here, Selak, is known as the luckiest man in the world, or unluckiest, depends on your perspective. He survived 7 separate brushes with death, but the 89-year-old former music teacher from Croatia sees things differently. I always think I was unlucky to have been in these accidents in the first place, but you can't tell people they want to believe. Selak's first death-defying escape came in 1962, when his train from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik jumped the tracks, careened into an icy river, drowning 17 fellow passengers. So 70 people died, Selak lived. He suffered a broken arm and hypothermia. Later that same year, on his first and only airplane flight, the plane went down, killing 19. Incredibly, Selak was sucked out of a malfunctioning door and landed unharmed in a haystack. Absolutely amazing. The hits just kept on coming. Selak was on the bus that skidded off the road into yet another icy river. Two of his cars caught fire. burning off his hair. He was hit by a bus in Zagreb, and in 1996, he swerved to avoid an oncoming truck and barreled off the road, leaping free at the last second while his car plunged 300 feet, that's 91 meters off a cliff. The only truly lucky thing that happened to Selak was winning $1 million when he bought his first ever lottery ticket to celebrate his 5th marriage. Wait a sec, 5th marriage? That's not considered one of his unlucky things? This guy's been through the ringer. Frank, he's been through a ton. So Frank, I commend you. Frank, as far as we know, is still alive. So Frank, I hope you lead a long, amazing life. And of that lottery he won, I read another article, he gave most of that money away to family and friends. A selfless guy, he survived it all. So Frank, full credit to you for making it through. Third story of some bad luck. Well, here's a license plate right here. Yeah, check it out. There used to be a game show called Bumper Stumpers where you'd have to try and figure out what the license plate said. This license plate, not cool if you get this one. Never what you want. Let me know what you think. If you have trouble figuring out the license plate, ask someone in the comments. They'll help you out. Or you can send me a message. I'll see what I can do for you as well. That's this week's 3 stories as we go through. A great week for stories. I hope this week is way luckier for you than others. But as we jump from there, let's jump into the regular weekly recap. We start out nice and easy. We start out with the must-see 7 scary movies. I talk about Halloween. I talk about all things Halloween. I talk about the fact I love getting freaked out a bit. I mentioned some of my favorite movies. People put in a whole bunch of other movies. Thank you so much for sharing your movies with me. I didn't include some of the other ones. I could have included Saw, which I really like. I almost included I See Dead People. If you don't know what movie that is, you want to check that out. I didn't include Psycho. A bunch of you guys give me movie suggestions. Thank you so much. I've had a chance to watch some of them, some amazing movies. So 7 scary movies. You do not want to miss those. I love a good scary movie. If you haven't seen Us, if you haven't seen Get Out, those are 2 newer ones that are a bit freakier. If you're thinking more old school, you want to consider Child's Play. When were you ever so scared of a doll? But that doll is one creepy, creepy doll. For sure as you go along. And then some classics mixed in there like it. Check that one out. If you love scary movies, 7 suggestions from me to you. From there, I had a Meet the Family. Q&A, Meet the Family. I had 9 different creators pop on, roughly 5-6 minutes each. They were absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for giving me your time to join me last Tuesday. It was so good, so good. I love it. Check out their channels. They're all amazing people. They all bring something different to the table. You do not want to miss that. And then the last workout we did was the workout I did in the field by the barn that blown down. Quick 20+ minute workout. It's a bit of a burpee pyramid where there's burpees, jumping jacks, squats, all pushed together. That was Saturday morning. I've got a whole bunch of 20-25 minute workouts on there and some longer workouts. More people are into the shorter workouts, so like, let's just go with it as we go along. That was my week. How is your week? How is your fitness journey coming? I don't always bring up fitness journey because I don't want to be that guy who harps on the same thing, but like, I'm still on a fitness journey. For me, I notice my weight fluctuates a little bit. Nothing like it used to, because I still have weeks where I don't eat great. I still have weeks when I'm not quite as disciplined as I should be, but for the most part, I'm pretty good. I take care of it. I'm working out consistently. I've taken up running a little bit more and more, and I'm going to get into that in a video coming up in the future. But that's what's going on. That's my life. That's my BS life. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You guys are all so good to me. You're so amazing. I love the feedback. I love the encouragement. You creators who came on and joined me, thank you so much for that. I genuinely appreciate the time you give. If you ever have questions about if you ever want to join me for a live and you're another creator, let me know. I'd love to hear that from you. I don't know what this month's mukbang is going to be. It's going to come up. If you love seeing someone who's not a big eater try eating, check out one of the other mukbangs. I've done the peanut butter one. I've done the 5 KFC sandwiches, and then the first mukbang I did, man, it was the raw rice mukbang. That's my BS life. That's it. Superstition. We're talking Friday the 13th. We're talking things that mess you up. We're talking bad luck experience. So, my BS life. Hopefully not for 7 years of bad luck. You see this mirror, it's been trashed. I'm Brad. That's my BS life. Until next time, say hi anytime. Thanks, guys.